Have you ever noticed that the most dependable people are often the most exhausted? This is not a story about cruelty. This is not a story about selfishness. This is a story about a horse who gave everything until there was nothing left. In a wide American countryside, just beyond rolling hills and long wooden fences, there lived a brown horse named Eli. Eli was strong, not just in body but in spirit. Every morning, before the sky turned pink, Eli was already awake. He pulled wagons for the farmer. He helped the sheep cross muddy ground. He carried supplies for neighbors who didn't own horses of their own. If someone needed help, they came to Eli. And Eli never said no. People admired him. He's reliable. He's got a good heart. We can always count on Eli. But admiration doesn't always come with care. As the days passed, Eli's work increased. One farmer asked him to pull heavier loads. Another needed help earlier in the morning. Someone else asked him to stay longer, just a bit longer. Every request sounded reasonable. Every favor felt small. So Eli kept agreeing. When his muscles burned, he stayed quiet. When his legs trembled, he kept moving. When exhaustion whispered stop, guilt shouted keep going. Because Eli believed one thing: if I'm useful, I'll be valued. People praised him constantly. They patted his neck. They spoke kindly. But when the sun set and Eli stood alone in his stall, aching and worn down, no one asked how he felt. They only asked what he could do tomorrow. One afternoon, the heat was heavy and the air felt thick. Eli had already worked since sunrise. As he pulled one last wagon uphill, his vision blurred. His legs buckled. The ground rushed toward him. Eli collapsed. The wagon stopped suddenly. The farmer frowned. Come on, he said. Get up, we're almost there. But Eli couldn't move. Other animals gathered. Some watched. Some sighed impatiently. No. One asked if he was hurt. No one suggested rest. Eventually, they left. Eli lay there alone, staring at the sky, breathing hard. For the first time, a painful thought formed in his mind. If I stopped being useful, would anyone stay? The next morning, Ellie's body still ached. He wanted to rest. He needed to rest. But when a neighboring rancher arrived, asking for help moving equipment, Eli hesitated. For a moment, just a moment, he considered saying no. Then, fear crept in. What if they think I'm lazy? What if they stop needing me? What if they stop liking me? So he said yes. Halfway through the job, Eli slowed down. The rancher clicked his tongue. You're not as strong as you used to be. That sentence hurt more than the weight on Ellie's back, because Eli realized something painful. They didn't care about him. They cared about what he could carry. That evening, as Eli rested near the fence, an old sheepdog named Mason approached. Mason had watched the ranch for years. He had seen animals come and go. He had seen strength rise and fall. You look tired, Mason said gently. Eli sighed. I help everyone, but I feel empty. Mason nodded. Tell me something, he asked. When was the last time someone helped you? Eli opened his mouth, then closed it. He couldn't remember. Mason spoke slowly. You're not kind, he said. You're available. Eli looked confused. When you never say no. Mason continued. People stop hearing yes as a gift. They hear it as a guarantee. Eli felt something tighten in his chest. So, should I stop helping? He asked quietly. Mason shook his head. No, you should stop sacrificing yourself for people who wouldn't notice if you broke. The next day, Eli faced a test. The farmer asked him to pull an overloaded wagon again. Eli took a deep breath. No, he said. The word felt heavy, dangerous. The farmer stared. What do you mean, no? I'm tired, Eli replied calmly. I can help, but not like this. Whispers spread. He's changed. He's difficult now. He thinks he's special. Ellie's heart raced, but something unexpected happened. He didn't feel guilty. He felt lighter. In the days that followed, some people stopped coming around. They found other horses. They complained. They moved on. At first it hurt, but then Eli noticed something strange. The ones who stayed asked instead of demanded. They offered help in return. They respected his limits. One young farmhand said, "We'll do this together." And they did. For the first time in a long while, Eli finished work without pain. Weeks passed. Eli's posture changed. His eyes were calm, his steps were steady again. The ranch changed too. People planned better. They shared the work. They stopped assuming. One evening, Mason returned. "You look stronger," the old dog said. Eli smiled. "I still help," he replied. "I just don't disappear anymore." Mason nodded. That's the difference between kindness and self-destructs. Here is the truth most people learn too late. Helping others is good, but helping without boundaries is dangerous. Kindness without self-respect becomes self-harm. You are not selfish for saying no. You are not weak for resting. You are not wrong for protecting your energy. The people who truly value you will understand. The ones who don't were never respecting you in the first place. One person who respects your limits is worth more than 100 who drain you. If this story spoke to you, share it with someone who needs permission to rest. Subscribe for more stories that heal, not just inspire. And comment below. I choose boundaries because your kindness is powerful. Use it wisely.